we want to welcome you back to Viking basketball on Pleasant Grove Sports Network. I am Jack Barner, joined by Owen Jorgensen to bring you tonight's matchup between the Pleasant Grove Vikings and the Lone Peak Knights in what has been dubbed the 25th Medieval War, annual Medieval War. Now, Lone Peak currently has the lead right now in this Medieval War. And all-time, Pleasant Grove is 12-31 versus this team. I believe there's only been 2 seasons ever where they've fully swept the Medieval War. It was 2000 and 2022. So it's been a while. Anyways, we will be back after these starting lineups, and we will have some exclusive insider info on this game. We will be back soon. As we are back from those starting lineups, starting for the Vikings, we got Hudson Guthrie, Jackson Brown, Brendan Blackett, Zane Windsor, and Andrew Anderson. Lining up to jump for the Vikings is, as always, Jackson Brown. We also have Easton Cogswell, or Ty Cogswell. It's Ty Easton Cogswell is what this is. Jumping for the Knights. And it's won by the Knights as Jackson Taylor gets it and moves it over to Austin Simon. Now it's Fotheringham. This is the man who scored 25 against the Vikings in their last game, and that outdid Brendan Blackett's 32-point performance. Inside, Ty Cogswell kicks back out. Fotheringham, a 3, no good. Ball's out to Anderson. Anderson on the break, and it's out of bounds, and it's off of Anderson, and it's the Knights' ball. Now there's a lot of history between these two teams. Like I said, Pleasant Grove all-time against Lone Peak is 12-31. Stolen. Guthrie's got it. It's double team and foul. That's the first for Ty Cogswell.
Great steal by Hudson Guthrie there.
Good stuff. And here we have the crowd is really invested in it. We will be right back. We are back. Some technical difficulties on our side. Guthrie on the right wing. Up top, Brown. Blackett. He had a great performance against the Knights last time. Drives. He stops. Now it's Brown on the outside. A 3. Rattles it out, and it's no good.
Nobody scored in the first minutes of this game. See who's going to score first. Missed by Jackson Taylor. Rebound by Ty Cogswell. Out to Austin Simon. Austin Simon for 3. Can't connect. Jackson Brown.
Ball was on Brown's feet for just a second. Now it's loose again. And there's a foul. It's Vikings ball. A second foul. And this one on...
If you can't hear yourself, turn the bottom one up. Top one for your mic.
Again, final technical difficulties, I hope. And here we go. It's, you know, not unlike last time against Lone Peak at Highland. It was kind of different. Now here's Anderson, top of the key, goes left, kicks it in the corner. It's Windsor. He fakes the 3. Now he's stopped. Anderson drives, right side, stops, puts it up and in.
Great jump stop. Great jump stop by Andrew Anderson. Being able to get Cogswell in the air.
Cogswell's 6'8", by the way, to Anderson's 6'1", I believe.
You know, when you're a smaller guard, you got to be crafty in the paint. Andrew Anderson with a great pump fake, getting Ty Cogswell in the air and just being able to hang and finish.
Simon going up for his first, and it's no good. And this crowd still has bad blood for that man.
Kind of crazy, even though it's about 2 years later since he transferred.
Yeah, the class of 2025, my class, he only played as a sophomore on varsity. He did play sophomore team as a freshman, but, you know, doesn't get that much recognition. Anderson tries to throw it away. Lone Peak's got it. Fotheringham a three, no good. Back of the rim. And it's recovered by the Vikings.
The Vikings, I mean, the Knights are going to be very aggressive this game on defense. Full court pressing almost every play we've seen.
Guthrie puts it up and in, incredible. And Jackson Taylor's efforts to draw a foul are no good. And number one is not listed. And last time I was able to have his name because there was a book that we were given.
His name is Enoch Mitchell.
Enoch Mitchell, thank you.
I got you.
Former Lone Peak Knight, but he has changed his ways as Austin Simon puts it up and in. Now, Owen Jorgensen has seen a lot of these guys as kind of, you know, was a Lone Peak Knight for a minute there as Blackett, a corner three, good!
Yes, I was a Lone Peak Knight. I got to be able to play basketball with some of these guys, really get to know them. So I know both these teams on a personal level, and it makes it a lot easier on me as a commentator to be able to talk about these teams.
Yeah. Fotheringham against Brown. Step back three. He is 1 for 3, and he finally puts it in from that same spot, too. He's taking it from the left wing each time. And Brown runs all the way back just to inbound it for the Vikings. Gets it into Windsor. I guess they want the two ball handlers. Guthrie's got an open lane. He stops, gives it into the corner. It's supposed to go to Anderson, and he had an open three, but Windsor and Anderson were right on each other. Windsor goes off the screen, back up Blackett. Pump fakes, still at the top of the key. Now an open lane, kicks in the corner, and a pass is just short and goes out of bounds.
Really good defense by the Knights right there. Being able to make Brendan Blackett lose that ball.
Yeah, and there's a lot of crowd noise in here. There's a lot of built-up energy between these two.
Yeah.
The Vikings, obviously the people who were at that game, feel a little bit robbed as Brendan Blackett really had an outstanding performance. He had an 87% effective field goal percentage.
Which is insane.
That's insane. And if you guys don't know, that is where you combine their attempts at 3 and their attempts at 2, and there's a formula that you put it through, and it spits out their, you know, effectively how many shots they made. Because 3 is worth more than 2, you know. Mitchell on the top kicks it in the corner. That's Cogswell 3. Good.
That's something these Knights have. Virtually everybody on the floor can shoot. Ty Cogswell standing at 6'8", their center. Big guy, but can pull it from 3 and knock it down on that possession.
They have Crew Fotheringham, 6'6", and honestly, that might be a little bit of a low estimation.
Yeah.
He looks like he's 6'9", to be honest. Stolen by Mitchell, and he puts it up and in, and that was an uncoordinated pass, and we saw this full court press killed the Vikings last time around, and Ty Palmer drives all the way in, and it's smoked just a little bit. Down low, it's off of Windsor's foot, and it's still the Knights' ball.
Coming in for the Vikings, number 3, number 15,
You can see the coaching staff rocking the best dress as they wear it for every region home game.
Yep.
Only one more of those left, as this is the end of a 3-game homestand for the Vikings. Currently 1-1. They could improve that to 1-2 or 2-1, you know. Simon puts it up, floater, no good. He gets his own rebound over Preston White, And now there's an on-the-ground foul as it was a loose ball, and Ty Palmer had it, but Preston was still holding on. Oh, no. Did they call it jump ball?
I think they called it travel.
Travel, interesting. No clear possession to me, so I don't know how you could warrant a travel. Into the corner, it's Guthrie. And Lone Peak defense playing man right now, and it is kind of smoking the Vikings as they're playing together. Guthrie gets it up and in, and it's a block. So it's an and one. Great job. Replay here, you can see White hits Guthrie. Guthrie sneaks through the window here, and he puts it up and in as, I don't know, number 12's name. Again, not listed. It's really unfortunate.
Sam Suarez.
Sam Suarez. I remember that guy. Guthrie gets the extra point. Gets the game to within 2 here. And Austin Simon underneath, and he puts it just easiest bucket of his life. And again, this full court press is choking the Vikings, but it's giving up some, questionable chances as Preston White takes it all the way in and puts it in.
Preston White challenging Sam Suarez on that. Has a couple inches on him. Being able to hang and finish once again.
Yeah, and, he had the opportunity to give it up to Blackett in the corner, and Blackett pokes it away, and here's Johansson. Johansson to Palmer. Palmer to Blackett in the corner. 3. Good! Brennan Blackett is unreal. He's 2 for 2 from that spot.
Brennan Blackett, we've seen it. He can get electric. Absolutely heat up at any moment. Cannot leave that man open.
And just like we've had players in the past, he's a fan favorite.
Oh,
Last
he really
year, Riker
is.
Mickelson was a fan favorite. For that, Isaac Garrett. Before that, McCaden Adams. And, before that, I was in junior high. So basketball, varsity basketball, I didn't come to the games. So, but it's probably Jordan Ross. Brackett into the corner. Johansson almost threw it away, but he puts it up. No foul. Now Guthrie a 3. Good! Oh my goodness.
These Vikings are electric right now, being able to knock down a ton of their shots, being able to take the lead 18-16 in this first quarter with a minute left.
Yeah, and what you could say is that Brendan Blackett's almost a darling amongst fans of Pleasant Grove basketball this year. That's what I was trying to say with that little history lesson we gave.
From what I've seen, Brendan Blackett is the fan favorite.
Suarez versus Guthrie, and Guthrie plays incredible defense and knocks it against the backboard to get the rebound in the corner. Johansson a 3, no good. Ty Palmer almost had that rebound around 3 nights. Unreal. That's Taylor, kicks it out to Mitchell, a 3, good. Mitchell is 2 for 2 from 3. Stolen
by Jackson Taylor.
Underneath it's Simon. He puts a wild shot up and it's no good. But Suarez puts it up and in, and they were almost waiting for a foul, so they looked around confused for a second. As Palmer into the corners, Johansson, another 3, overshot. And here's Fotheringham stopping that momentum as Enoch Mitchell is unstoppable right now.
This is a game of runs, Jack, and both teams we've seen have gone on a run.
Palmer, boom! Oh, it was White! It was White! Why did I say Ty Palmer? What's wrong with me?
It's okay. It's okay, we all mess up sometimes.
No!
Preston White!
Unreal, but that blooper rivals the tuba incident for me, guys.
And the Valentine's Day incident.
That one was less bad, I think. And I'm also sorry for the viewers at home. My voice was fine 5 minutes ago. Now it's just disappearing. I have muted my mic and just literally banged the table because how bad I'm coughing. So I'm sorry. But I can't believe I said Palmer. What's wrong with me? White with that, that pull-up jumper. He's been pegging for it, actually, from Ty. And, Brennan, who's brought it down, and Drew, everybody who's brought it down, White is begging for it on the three-point line, and he hasn't gotten it yet. So first opportunity he gets, and he takes, a little bit of a contested 3, and that cuts it to 2 at the end of the first.
Preston White is a very underrated player. I mean, you see it here. We saw it in the Westlake game. he really was able to knock down a ton of shots, and that's not an easy shot, ladies and gentlemen. Being able to take up the ball off the dribble, put it up, and just butter.
Yeah.
He's super underrated, and teams need to figure out his name before he gets out of hand.
And he's got 2 more years along with Brendan Blackett. And like we said on KPGR today, if you guys tuned in from around literally 1 to 2, it was an hour-long podcast. But
longest one yet.
Yeah, longest one. Maybe it got dragged a little bit, almost like that low taper fade meme. But we were talking about how Preston White and Brendan Blackett have 2 more years on this basketball team. They can take this program back to the heights that it used to have back in the Matt Van Komen, Casey Brown days of the late 2010s.
Yeah.
With those 2 finals appearances in a row.
Brendan Blackett, we talked about it in the KPGR podcast, but really one of the best sophomores in the state of Utah, and we're seeing it right here.
It's actually a battle between the 2 best, as Crew Fotheringham's also rivaling him in the corner. Now Blackett, open 3. Oh, just rattles out. He was almost 3 for 3. And, I don't think that will slow down his momentum at all. As that was the best miss you can get, really.
Yeah.
It was perfectly in. And ball was tipped away. It's loose. Simon's got it. Up. And lays it in.
I think he wanted to dunk that.
Tried to, but he couldn't get it off. Palmer, open, pulls up. No good. Ball is back out to Blackett. Blackett resetting the play. And, he can play point guard. I'm not going to lie. He's got them moves. But White, probably the better option. The mid-range jumper, and it rattles out.
Preston White, a pure scorer, being able to hit a lot of shots, just has to find the right shots and the right opportunities to score, move that ball around.
You know what else? Preston White's mom always gives us treats, and Jared Ramirez just brought us some.
We just got some coconut marshmallows.
I thank Mrs. White for those every time.
They're the best.
They are.
I talked to her about it last game. She was like, what is your guys' favorite treats? And we said the coconut marshmallows were our favorites.
Those things were amazing.
She brought us some more.
So we see Preston White and Brendan Blackett check out as Cooper Crockett makes his first appearance of the game, and first appearance in 2 games as he didn't play against Lehigh. Or if he did, minimal minutes, to be honest. Ball was inbounded and
blocking foul on Ty Cogswell.
Yeah, Ty Easton Cogswell. They got his middle name in there.
They don't got their middle name for everybody, it looks like.
Yeah, that's a special guy right there. Jackson Brown inbounds to Andrew Anderson. Anderson.
They yummy?
Inside, Brown kicks it out. Johansson, a 3. No good. And those 2 juniors, they were the electric sophomores from last year. And their games have improved so much since last year. Fotheringham, a 3. No good. He's
such a quick release.
He does have that. Fotheringham again, like he has got the ball and he's not afraid to take it as Cogswell's got it. Back to Fotheringham. They got 26 seconds to work with here. Off the double team, now they switch. Cogswell open. Down low drives against Crockett, and he puts it up and in. Crockett.
I was about to say, Cooper was playing some pretty good defense right there.
Maybe a little afraid to foul, didn't jump at him on that shot, but I mean, free throws were something that didn't help us as Ty takes a pull-up jumper, no good. And he's 0 for 2 right now.
He's been electric these last couple of games. You need to see some more for him in this Lone Peak game.
Yeah, as you saw in those pregame previews, you saw Ty Palmer had 21 points against Lehigh and was the man to get that incredible and 1. No good from the Knights from 3. Now it's Anderson. Gives it to Johansson. Johansson stops. Up top, it's Crockett. He takes a 3. Good! Cooper Crockett has gone 10 games straight without hitting a 3, and there he is.
Cooper Crockett, okay.
as we welcome you back. And, you know, the Vikings cheerleaders getting the crowd to do the pump, pump, pump it up chant, which I used to be heavily against. But as the season has gone on longer and the student sections have gotten better, I think that overall that chant feels a lot better when a ton of people do it. Again, my voice is disappearing, so I will continue to try to keep it alive for you guys. Pleasant Grove has dropped 2 spots, by the way. We're ranked number 10th against Lehigh. Now they're 12th out of 18. Lone Peak, 7th. And the Vikings also played the number 1 and number 2 in 6A. Davis and Harriman, not in that order.
Lost to Harriman by 1. They've only lost 1 game. They're 17-1.
Yeah. And you say, you know, how good was that team that beat them? They are 500. They're 8-8. So it must have been an off game as Andrew Anderson falls over, but so does Enoch Mitchell. Now it's open. Brown drives, kicks it back out. It's Blackett. Blackett. He's going to drive baseline, and it's off of Crew Fotheringham for a Viking inbound pass.
Kind of a crazy transition play right there. Andrew Anderson slipping, but also making Enoch Mitchell slip and being able to give up that ball, eventually getting into Brennan Blackett's hands, who can't do much with it.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Gets it into Anderson.
Got a mismatch.
Got 17 as Windsor takes a pull-up jumper. Good!
Zane Windsor.
He had amazing production against American Fork in that home game. That was the first game with the incredible student section that we've seen in the last couple from the Vikings. As Cogswell at the top. Now inside, this is Suarez against Blackett, and Blackett doesn't jump for it.
Suarez just being a bully, being able to get it in, bully his way through, and is chilling.
Jackson Brown wide open, pulls up for 3 and can't connect. And Cooper Crockett does not end up with it as Windsor doesn't even try, but he's got his hands
Zane
up and
Windsor.
the ball hits him.
Fantastic defense by Zane.
It's too late. It's okay. Tried to get the replay there for a second to show you guys, but the ball, Windsor just had his hands up, and the ball just hit his hand, and then it got loose, which was kind of hilarious.
Such a smart play by Zane. Oh my goodness.
And no goaltending, no foul, and I think that's the right call to take. That was a very clean block from the Knights, just barely. And we've been scoreless since the timeout. Andrew Anderson tips that out of bounds, saying no pass will be easy for these Knights.
Our small guards being able to get in those passing lanes, tip the passes, you know, playing really aggressive defense from our really small guards. Andrew Anderson, Zane Windsor, both standing at about 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, but honestly, the Vikings are running their biggest lineup right now. They have Crockett and Blackett and Brown in. They have their 3 tallest players in right now, except for Oliver Mossman, but he is not varsity caliber.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He'll get there eventually. He has a lot of potential.
Just a lowly sophomore. It's not expected much. And to be honest, they actually call it junior varsity because you're supposed to be a junior high school when you're on it.
Yeah.
Varsity is supposed to be exclusively for seniors. That's the idea, at least.
Hey, Ollie had 22 the other day in JV I saw, so.
Yeah, that's some good work for Mossman right there. Kicks it up top. It's Crockett. Now Windsor. Back up Anderson, a 3. Good! That's the first lead the Vikings have had in the last while. I don't even know when they were leading, but it's been a couple runs here. You saw some momentum for the Vikings as they hit 4 threes in a row. And we also saw some momentum for the Knights as they got some of the easiest layups I've ever seen in my life in a row. Back out, Mitchell. Down the corner. Suarez looks up top to Taylor. Taylor has not taken a 3 yet. Fotheringham, a 5th 3 from him, no good. Up and loose. Fotheringham's got it. And a charge.
Yeah,
Drew Anderson draws it.
Fantastic defensive play by Andrew Anderson. We've seen it multiple times from him being able to lock up these defenders, these offenders and just take that charge.
Yeah, it's been incredible. As some troubles with the scorers table, now they inbound. Brown throws it in a wild pass to Anderson. Taylor in the corner, now inside Fotheringham, a catch and shoot layup. A rare shot, but it's good. Brown to inbound, finds Windsor. Windsor escapes, he's got 3 Knights chasing him. Into the corner, now it's batted out of bounds by Austin Simon.
Great defense by Austin Simon. A former Viking, like we've said before, his senior year, played here his sophomore year, played varsity.
Now, I've heard conflicting reports whether he moved or transferred.
He moved.
That's what I believe.
He didn't transfer, he moved. He actually lives right next to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's my neighbor.
Cooper Crockett puts it up and in left-handed. He's got 5 points. It's 1 point away from his career high.
Great scoring by Cooper Crockett. Really
Wow.
bringing an energy to this game.
Varsity career high. I don't know what he's dropped in JV. Probably 50.
Probably. Ty Palmer comes in for Cooper Crockett. Looking for a little bit of a smaller lineup, having 3 people under 6'3" in this lineup. And then Jackson Brown and
Brendan Blackett.
Jackson Brown sitting at 6'4", 6'5"-ish. And Brendan Blackett sitting at 6'6".
Yeah, and it says that Suarez, I actually don't see him on the player roster.
Crew Fotheringham air ball. Don't see that very often from him.
From 3?
No. Fadeaway jumper.
Well, the crowd won't let him forget it.
This Lone Peak defense is really giving the Vikings a struggle.
Yeah, it's Palmer almost got away from it, and Austin Simon picks up another foul.
Austin a little bit frustrated by those foul calls.
I guess he only has 1. It feels like he's at like 4.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Suarez has picked up some as well. Says Sam Suarez wears number 35, so I don't know what's going on anymore. Blackett inside, has to get out of the key, and he does. Back up top, the reset. It's Palmer, goes left, right, pulls a mid-ranger, no good, and Brown cannot outfight the 3 Knights for that rebound.
Ty Palmer, great job separating from his defender, creating space. Just can't connect on that jumper. Very pretty shot, though.
Fotheringham is 1 for 5 from 3 right now. Kicks it back out. Fotheringham had an open shot, now down low, and almost blocked, but Logan Brimall puts it in, the sophomore, 6'5". Really, what are they feeding the kids in Cedar Hills? Because they got everybody's above 6'4" on this roster. Except for Austin Simon. In the corner, it's Brown, a 3. No good. Rebound goes straight to Anderson, and shot clock is off. Back out, Anderson resets it as Williams barks out the play. Anderson letting the play fizzle. It's 14 seconds here. Getting Damian Lillard in game 5 of the 2019 playoffs vibes. Kicks it back out. It's stolen by Jackson Taylor. Here he goes up and in. Inbounds to Palmer as he throws it up and no good. And that is not a way to end a half.
Great defense by Lone Peak.
It was, and looking here for the Vikings, I believe that Anderson went ISO for a second there, and then when he got crashed in on, he decided to kick it out, and it didn't work. And it's kind of like, it's almost like they need better decision making on offense sometimes when in a low stress situation. Shot clock's off. It's not the end of the game. That was only so they could go in a lead with go into the half with a lead. Now, right now, they are. Do I sound bad or something?
No. I can't hear, but when the cord is in a certain spot, I can hear perfectly fine. So
weird. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So the Vikings, they're going to have their senior cheer night. And student council is going to give all the seniors lays, the candy lays, a classic. Got a shout out to the senior class officers, Ashley Day, Brielle Larson, and Eliza Shededy. So great job to them. They worked very hard on the student council as we got the cheerleaders coming out. We're going to take this little break here as my voice is literally, it's 6 feet under. We'll be back for second half coverage on PJSN. We will do.
we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen.
Going to school and to become an ultrasound tech. Once again, Shayla Huntsman. And finally, Michaela Clement. Michaela is the brother of Sean and Carly Clement. Taylor Rivers was going to nationals for her junior year. And her plan is to also go to school and become an ultrasound technician. Let's do a big hand for our senior cheerleaders. Ashley Rasmussen, Shayla Huntsman, and Michaela Clement.
win for Pleasant Grove, even up the ranking well moving up Lone Peak's region record as well. Now, looking into the games in the past, Ty Palmer against Lehigh had 22 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists in a very, very small Vikings loss to the Pioneers. You see some of his incredible shot selection and hits in that game. He got an incredible and one right at the end of the game. It's not that shot, by the way.
Yeah, Ty Palmer, fantastic guard, must have on this team. Yes, he comes off the bench. I would start him, but just coach's preference. 6-man, energy man. You know, in the past, these last couple of years he's played on this team, he's been very quiet. So you haven't seen much of him until this season.
And looking here, a Knights standout is Jackson Taylor, and in that win against Westlake, 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. You can see here, number 30, you know, he has only had 2 points on the half for the Knights, but he was a piece that absolutely ended the Vikings last time. He only had 8 against the Vikings in the last matchup, but he hit 2 threes right at the end just to finish us off. Pass tipped away. It's still loose. Fotheringham's got it. It's Simon. Simon up and good. Right over Zane Windsor.
Windsor, good job being able to get back. Just can't connect on the defense.
Still this triple team. Guthrie open lane, puts it up and good. Rolls it.
Good roll.
Now they're also USA first.
Yeah.
Where's the teacher? Mitchell. Top of the game. Starting off 4 weeks, 6 sets. Baseline wins games. Kicks out. Simon spin move in the paint, puts it up and no good. No good in the Boston side. So, either crowd's not into it or it is here. Kicks it out to Brown. Brown now to Guthrie. Now it's out to Blackburn. It's 2 for 3. Windsor, he takes a 3. Good!
Zane Windsor, we talked about it before. Such a great shooter.
Yeah, honestly, for a minute there, he was on course. And still, I don't think his basketball quite does get I think he is. He's a really strong shooter. And that's an and 1 for Jackson Taylor as his production. He's already higher than
Jackson Taylor, such a great shooter. We saw it just there at halftime while we were watching that little highlight reel. 23 points against one of the top teams in 6A right now. Westlake 4-1. Giving them their first loss.
Yeah. And that was the final game of region. Now we can see they put a lot of money. They put a lot of money in the first half. I think it was 4. Gladwell puts it up. Oh, good. Success from the Blackman student section. Now, your final step back. If he misses, that will put even more energy. Energy is reciprocated so well in this stadium. I don't know what it is. The stadiums that are built like Valhalla, the crowd is just
I love it because a lot of gyms are built like Valhalla nowadays.
Guthrie almost lost it. He tries, stops the dribble. Blackett slips, gives it up to Windsor down the corner. Anderson at 3. Good!
That is Andrew Anderson's spot. We saw it in multiple games this season. Being able to knock down from the corner is such a valuable shot. And we got 2 players who can knock it down pretty consistently.
Tied at 40 here. Simon gets it inside the ball. Fotheringhamn. Good! 2 for 6. Just like that. Steals and wins. There it is. 2 for 7. Guthrie tries, he picks up his dribble, he puts it up and almost puts it in. Jackson Brown was going to expect the shot, was correct for the rebound. Yeah. He does his best, actually gets a hand on it. Cogsman to Fotheringhamn, and this one, the extended section has grown a little bit over the course of it. Still not full, not the best shot we've seen. Jackson Taylor, history rolls out. That is an unexpected miss from Jackson Taylor. And Anderson kicks it to the corner. Good! Jackson Brown, incredible. And we got a timeout. Wait, no we don't. For a second the rest of the team was standing up like there was, and then now they just keep playing.
Great pass by Andrew Anderson, being able to find Jackson Brown to knock down that shot.
Mitchell to Fotheringhamn against Brown.
This is the matchup we want to see.
Fotheringhamn pushes off Brown, puts it up and good, no and 1. Anderson inbound and gets it to Windsor. Windsor gets away from the double team and gets it to Anderson. Now Guthrie, it's tipped, stolen. Back over to Anderson. It's stolen again. And a ref is on the ground. A ref is on the ground. If we could see what happened.
Yes.
Yes, we want to see what happened.
We want to see what happened.
Okay, our producer didn't do it. And okay, now we're going to cut to commercial, guys. We'll be right back.
And that turned out to be a Viking ball, ladies and gentlemen. But now we only have 2 refs. So
yes, it was Lone Peak who did it. If he actually broke a bone because of that, that would be the craziest thing ever. Subtle foreshadowing from how the state football championship went for these Knights as a ref threw out their quarterback.
Yeah.
In the last 2 minutes for saying words he can't say. A little bit of a no-no word, if you will. Look into it, if you will, if you are interested. Palmer drives all the way, and he...
No foul call.
Yeah, no foul, so it's just a turnover, but the turnover is kind of because of a push. So, we'll see. Mitchell taking it for the Knights, up 2. Jackson Taylor, tipped by Blackett. Blackett almost had an open lane. Here he comes into the corner. It's Johansson, a 3, no good.
Milo Johansson really struggling from 3 today.
That's
0
Logan
for 4.
Bernal, stolen. Here comes Windsor, puts it up and so close to being an and 1.
Great play by Zane Windsor, getting the steal, being able to draw the foul, almost getting the and 1.
And the ref is back.
Back in better than ever, walking fine, looking okay. Let's see how he performs.
He runs into overwhelming cheers from the Vikings section. he puts up a peace sign to the Viking student section as they chant.
He's going to be getting some calls for us, I guess.
You know, I would say he would favor Lone Peak less after that hit.
Maybe, possibly, who knows?
Again, we didn't get to replay it because our producer wouldn't let us, so we have actually no idea what happened.
Glad he's okay, though.
Section putting their V's up. Second free throw is good from Windsor. And it's tied at 45 here. Mitchell. Mitchell spin move, drives all the way, and he's fouled. He's going to the line. Scoreboard is wrong. go. Mitchell's first.
They put a foul on Milo Johansson, even though Ty Palmer was the one guarding him.
His first, that was as close to a make as it could get. I swear it was in.
Yeah.
And then it just came out. That was,
I don't know.
That was weird. Ty Cogswell right here. He had a couple good threes for the Knights at the beginning of the game in the first. 1 out of the 2 as Palmer takes it up all the way to the rack.
No foul.
And no foul. And Coach Williams just begging him, get back on defense. You have to get there.
Don't worry about the foul, just get back.
If he doesn't get it immediately, just run back. You know, no calls are going to come easy. Down low, not actually sure who that player is. Brimall puts it up and no good, and he's going to the line. Oh, and who is number 5?
His brother plays for UVU. I forgot their last name.
Let's read through their names. Is it Vlarderingbrook, Mitchell,
Vlardingerbrook? No, it's not.
Bingham,
It's
Ambury, Toulson. Is it Toulson?
Yeah, it is. That is Drew Toulson.
I feel like I remember Toulson, and the first is no good. And the Knights are having horrible luck at the free throw line right now. It's they're like 40%.
Yeah.
And maybe it's his section getting those boos in. And they go 0 for 2.
But
Ball's
the
out, and it
Vikings-
rolls off of the Vikings. Straight to Justin Reeves' hands, who is a principal at Lone Peak. Used to be a teacher at PG. Fun fact.
PG and Lone Peak. A lot of people go between both schools.
Toulson, he's fouled on 3. He's going to the line for 3. And the Vikings have got to slow it down on the shooting fouls.
Yeah.
Right now.
This will be a 3-shot foul.
Drew Toulson at the line for 3.
Toulson's first, good. Ties it up for the Knights, actually.
The second one is also good.
Drew Toulson's in the top 3 for the Knights in free throw percentage. Third is good. So he hits all 3 and gives them a 2-point lead.
Brendan Blackett for 3.
No
Can't
good.
connect.
Free throws, he's 78%, so statistically he should have missed 1, but he does not. I mean, maybe I'm dumb, I don't know. Toulson drives, right side, kicks it to Brimall, and it's out off the Vikings.
Great defense by Preston White being able to tip that ball.
Ball goes all the way back to Fotheringham. 15 seconds on the shot clock for the Knights as Mitchell's got it. Mitchell drives left, stops. Looking for a teammate. They got 2 seconds. Toulson at the buzzer, no good. Air ball. That's a shot clock violation due to no rim being hit on that shot.
The ref was getting mad at Logan Brimhall for holding on to Preston White.
Gets it into Johansson.
Great job being able to find him.
White pulling out Brimall as a defender. Gives it to Johansson. Goal here for the Vikings is to draw a double team as they do. Gets it to White for 3. It's good.
Preston White. Like we said before, Preston White is one of the greatest scorers on this team. We've seen it in the Westlake game. We've seen it in the Lehigh game. He can score the ball, and people need to realize that.
Yeah, Mitchell. So right there, I can explain it. They're playing man, but the Vikings are almost forcing them to end up in a sort of 2-3 zone. And that's a 3rd offensive rebound for the Knights. And the
Vikings got to get the rebound.
They cannot get it. It's butter. The ball is butter. So right there, Jackson Brown drives and he forces Brimall to crash on him. That leaves White open. Top of the key, that's the easiest three in the game. I mean, arguably some people hit corner threes more often, but top of the key, it's just the best look, really.
Yeah.
And he gets wide open and he hits it, you know? Knights have it tied up here at 50. Could take the lead with this second high arcing shot. It's good. Now you said that's Sam Suarez, but he's listed as number 35. But that can't be true because I see number 35. And he's way on the other side of the bench.
Yeah. I don't know who number 35 is.
White, another three. Good!
Preston White!
It's a whiteout, and it really is a whiteout. It's unreal for the Vikings.
Learn his name, ladies and gentlemen. He's here for 2 more years.
He will be a top 50 player. I know it. Toulson, a three. He answers. There's 27, and the clock is rolling. No stopping when it's out of bounds or a make. No, out of bounds it will stop, but a make does not stop it now for some reason. White.
Surveying the floor, watching the clock. Brown comes up.
Guarded by Mitchell. White picks up his dribble, gives it to Ty, and it's off his fingers and out of bounds.
That's the second time that's happened this game, losing the ball when the clock is running down.
And the Knights,
giving the Vikings the last shot.
Knights subbing 4 players.
And if you guys didn't know, Lone Peak's head coach has eye cancer, and that's why he's wearing an eye patch.
Yeah, actually the game that Pleasant Grove had at Lone Peak was their coach's cancer night. And in a way I was like, they had to do it to us by making us have to play him on the cancer night. Fotheringham at the buzzer, no good! And they go into the 4th quarter with a 1-point lead, 53-54. This game is much more defensive than the last matchup between them. That was a 75-81 win. And
that's crazy.
That would be an incredible performance from each team for that score to happen right now. That would take 20-plus points from each. Here we are. Now that quarter had a ton of action in it. You know, turnovers, getting hot, the whiteout, if you will. We got the blackout and the whiteout. You know,
Brendan Blackett and Preston White.
It's actually Vaughn's birthday, who is just an icon of PG fans, and they're singing it to him.
Everybody loves Vaughn out here. He's basically our school mascot.
I know, we don't see it.
He comes to every sporting event ever. He came to all the volleyball games, comes to all the basketball games, went to all the football games. Like, he goes to everything, and he's here hours early too. He comes when school ends.
That's unreal dedication, but
he comes to some of the practices sometimes too. He was here on Wednesday after school, and we get out early on Wednesdays. And I got to see him and talk to him a little bit, telling me it's his birthday. Super excited that the cheer team's going to sing happy birthday to him at the basketball game.
And there you go. You just saw it. Now that quarter, like I was saying, had a ton of action, including a ref getting trucked by Ty Cogswell, who didn't sub in for the rest of the quarter, actually. Got taken out and didn't sub back in.
Ty Cogswell also plays for their football team.
There you go.
Really great athlete out there.
Lone Peak football absolutely smoked Pleasant Grove this year, 37-0. In an off year for Pleasant Grove's football program. Ball's loose. Jackson Taylor's got it to Cogswell. He drives. No charge and no block. And a flopping call on Preston White.
I thought Ty Cogswell took 3 steps.
So, first flopping call I've seen against the Vikings ever. And is it a technical foul or is it just a warning?
I think it's just a warning.
could be potentially just, I think it is a tech. Wait, what? Okay, Simon was lining up for free throws, and he's still standing like he wants to.
Rev's talking about it, trying to figure it out.
They might just have a warning for
Yeah.
it. And because the play was already over, it's not wasting any time.
Oh, it's Vikings ball.
Yeah, I think it was just a warning on flopping. Like, you can't do that again. Because the other ref kind of consulted him, was like, I think that might be too aggressive of a call to make.
Yeah.
And interesting to see here, the Lone Peak has backed off on the full court press.
They're doing a half court press now.
I'm not sure what the idea is. Maybe it's because PlayG was figuring them out, and Blackett throws it to an empty corner as Jackson Brown took the backdoor cut. And Brennan Blackett says, why did you take that? That's not the play set up. And the Vikings turn it over down 3. Blackett guarding the inbound.
Weird spot to pass in the ball.
Yeah, in the corner.
Austin Simon brings down the ball for the Viking, wow, Lone Peak.
Fotheringham in the lane. Stolen. It's Andrew Anderson. He's got it. Gives it to White. Ball slips through a Lone Peak hand, and it's a Viking ball. I only saw players and coaches raise their hand. No ref call. Now you got a play set up here to potentially tie it. Because PG's three-point shooting is probably your biggest strength right now. Gets it into Preston White. Now over to Anderson. Anderson picked up by Simon. Drew drives in the key, puts it up and no good, but he's fouled. He's going to the line.
It's a very stressful game over here in Valhalla.
It always is. PG Lone Peak always manages to be one of the most stressful games of the season. First shot for Anderson is good.
We love it though.
Yes, we do. Anderson's second rattles out, and it ends up in Suarez's hands.
Crew Fotheringham. See, this is the matchup we want to see. The two best sophomores, arguably the two best sophomores in the state of Utah.
Yeah, and Fotheringham versus Blackett. See, almost got past him, but there's personal foul on Blackett. That's his first, and it's the first team foul for the Vikings. A minute and 20 seconds in. Minute 17 to be precise for all you math nerds out there. Suarez under the basket against Brown. Taylor puts it up and in, no foul call. White slowing down the play, says, you know, we got to run this. We got to run what we know. They haven't crossed half court. Now they do. Gets it to Brown. Now Blackett. Blackett baseline. Kicks it back up top. It's Anderson. Anderson slips. The floor has been slick all day. What is going on?
Andrew Anderson slips in the same spot he did in the first half.
And there's got to be something wrong with the floor.
I think the ref is going to go check.
Yeah, the ref is checking because clearly they've noticed.
Enoch Mitchell has fallen there. Austin Simon has fallen there.
And Drew has fallen
Andrew
twice.
Anderson has fallen twice.
And we do the classic game where they throw pom-poms into the hands.
They love it.
And
I
the
think our
cheerleaders
section likes it.
My favorite is watching the cheerleaders try not to squint and flinch as pom-poms fly at their face. And I saw one get absolutely Kobe'd from the other side of the student section, and it went in. That was
That's
unreal.
crazy.
It was just someone, fourth down, fourth and long, and they just launch it.
That's
It goes
crazy.
in.
Vikings down by 4.
and not the situation they want to be in.
No, not at all, Jack.
If anything, if any deficit is wanted, it's a one score game. This is a 2-possession, 2-score game. Oh my goodness, Fotheringham. A 3. Anderson. Into the corner. Crockett, a 3. Good! Oh my goodness! Cooper Crockett is a different man. Hitting 2 threes in a row. I mean, not in a row, but, 2 threes on the night. He's got 8. Jackson Taylor, a quick 3. Good. And this is exactly what happened last time. Jackson Taylor heats up at the end. Here comes Ty. Into the corner. Anderson, a 3. No good. Rebound, Taylor. Took a couple steps there. Caught the ball and just kind of shuffled his feet.
Yeah.
Mitchell up top. Taylor, quick shot 3. Can't connect, and Ty Palmer ends up with it. After Jackson Brown kind of held Suarez, Palmer drives, kicks it back out to Brown. It's off of the Knights, and it's Vikings ball. 4:35 down 7. It's the biggest deficit the Vikings have had all game.
Yeah.
This game has been basically one score the whole time.
See if the Vikings can come back. I mean, we still got 4 minutes left in this game.
Crockett. I was about to say, no way.
He's comfortable with those shots, though.
He thought about it. He's been comfortable. Even during the misses, he was taking them. Inside Crockett, into the corner.
Great
Windsor,
find.
a 3. Can't connect, and Fotheringham finds his way in over Crockett. Ball to Cogswell. Cogswell against Palmer. That's a mismatch. Now out, it's Suarez. Slows it down to Taylor. Mid-rangers rolls it home. That's a timeout
By
from
Lone Peak.
the Lone Peak Knights. Not sure why they got all the momentum in the world.
Lone Peak up by 9 with about 4 minutes left to go. The Vikings really got to step up, be able to score here.
Yeah, forgive me for better terminology, but they got to just lock in. What's going down? They've been there the whole time, and now the Knights have found their way. And this is sort of to bring you to the collegiate level. In the Mountain West, there's a great rivalry of Utah State versus Boise State. And one thing that happens a lot is that even if Utah State is the better team, or plays at the better team, or plays at home, Boise State has this mystique against Utah State that causes them to play worse than they are. And this kind of is the same idea that Lone Peak does to PG. It's a rivalry that's so instilled for the last 25 years that the Vikings, they manage to struggle against the Knights every time.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. They're struggling today, though.
I don't think the Vikings have ever blown out the Knights by 30 or 20. It's been above 10 before.
It's bound to happen eventually.
It's true. But here we are. It's usually just like this.
But this is a matchup we'll see for a really long time. I mean, we've talked about it. Crew Fotheringham and Brendan Blackie are both sophomores. We talked about it on the KPGR podcast. Well, they have multiple years left, and so does Preston White. 3 of the best players we've seen today.
And we got Johansson and Brown got another year next year. Palmer drives all the way. Oh, and the layup just can't connect. And that was a great look. I mean, he just drove all the way in.
Straight down the middle. Can't get better than that.
Mitchell. And there's a moving screen.
Enoch Mitchell, such a jittery player. I mean, lack for better terms, but he's out there and he just looks like ADHD. moves a lot like Jordan Clarkson, just less smooth. It's really hard for his teammates to read.
And the inbound, and they just advance it up the court. And the camera missed it, but they inbound it to Ty, and it hits Cogswell's foot and then goes out of bounds.
I think Zane meant to do that personally.
Yeah, Zane's 500 IQ player. Johansson picked up by
Waiting
Suarez.
for the screen, double teamed.
Back out, it's Blackett. Blackett, one of the best scorers. Now it's Windsor, a three. Can't connect,
Bounces
but
off the front.
Guthrie gets it and puts it in.
Great rebound by Guthrie.
Vikings have 4 timeouts left. Now 3. Uses a full timeout too. So,
Hey, we're down 7 with 3 minutes left. Crazier things have happened. This is not that crazy to be down 7 and come back.
I know, I mean, forgive me for a better term because I've said it a lot, but Tracy McGrady scored 13 points in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's not going to take that level miracle yet, but it will take a run from the Vikings. And I think that shot by Guthrie, finally getting it in the basket, will kind of end this scoring drought that they've had.
100%. I was actually watching Tracy McGrady highlights today, and I feel like he's really underrated.
I mean, really, he really was a great player, but he never made it to a second-round playoff series in his whole career.
I mean, he averaged 32 points per game in that, I believe it was the 04-05 season.
His first year at the Rockets?
No, his second year with Orlando. I was looking at his stats today because I was interested on when he broke out because he didn't play very well for the Raptors. Because little did some of you guys know, he was actually drafted to the Raptors.
And he's actually cousins with Chris Bosh.
Yeah, no, Vince Carter.
Vince Carter. I said the wrong.
I got you.
Sorry.
They were drafted in the same. They were in the same draft class too.
2003.
Yep.
Wait, what?
No, it wasn't 2003.
I
It was
thinking of Chris Bosh again.
1996.
Gosh dang it, I hate everything. Enough NBA talk. It's stolen. Brendan Blackett gives it to Ty.
Ty Palmer.
Mixed up. Now he's stuck in the corner here. Ty trying to get out of it. Takes a mid-ranger. Not an advised shot, and not at all what I think the Vikings should have done on
Ty
that steal.
Palmer hasn't been able to produce very much today. Produced a ton against, what was it, Lehigh? Had
Lehigh.
22 points against Lehigh.
Westlake and Schuyler. Gee,
Yeah.
3 20-point games in a row.
Today, just struggling.
Jackson Taylor open 3. No good. Rebounds bouncing around, and it's a Vikings ball. Loose ball foul. On Suarez, so they do confirm it there, that it is Suarez. So Max Preps is extremely wrong.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like Wikipedia, so I can't blame it. But in a sense, like, come on, guys, get it right. Palmer to Blackett. Drives all the way, puts it up, and there's a block, and he's going to shoot. He can cut the lead to 5 here if he hits both. The Viking student section, I don't know why they struggle to get their, what they call V's up, which is where they put peace signs in the air, in time. I don't know what's up with that. Second from Blackett's good, so he puts him in. That's a 5-point game. And there's no out-of-bounds call. What was that? You can't change players like that. That's not allowed. I'm flabbergasted. Sorry that I brought my PG fan out in me, but my goodness, what was that? You can change who's inbounding on that play. Right here. Look at this inbound pass. He throws it to him when he was inbounds. You can't do that. That is a clear violation of the rules. You can change who inbounds it on the sideline, but they have to be out of bounds as you change it. Jackson Taylor jumps out of bounds, caught it mid-air before he touched out, and then inbounded it.
Yeah,
That's an
illegal.
out-of-bounds call, and Coach Williams was losing his crap.
Oh, I
about
bet.
it. He just missed it. But, and kind of, you know, Lone Peak's coach probably like, look, we got a lucky break there. And we're up 5 with 2 minutes 13. There, I'm talking about Lone Peak's perspective.
Yes.
They took this timeout, and I don't really know why, other than maybe just to slow it down, be like, we got this lucky call, just run what we can. The Vikings are not happy about it. And that similar thing happened last year, except they did toss it to a different guy while he was out of bounds, so that's legal. Ball's loose, almost a backcourt violation. Jackson Taylor on Ty. Now a moving screen again. Jackson Taylor no good. Ty Cogswell catches. It's Crew Fotheringham, drives, back out Taylor. Now in the corner, Cogswell. And Cogswell's been doing a lot of moving screens, a lot of shenanigans on offense.
Ty's a very aggressive player.
17 seconds on the shot clock. They want to milk as much time off as Suarez drives, puts it up and no good. Blackett ends up with it. Blackett's got to get it out of there. Gets it over to Palmer. Palmer, open lane, puts up a mid-ranger, and it rattles out. Why are they settling for mid-range jumpers?
He's really struggling right now from the field.
Could have found the open 3. I would rather have the 3. Trying to draw an 8-second call. They can't get it. And Lone Peak's got another 25 to draw out, and they foul. And here it comes, guys. The fouling game last time did not work because they kept fouling Crew Fotheringham, who is not going to miss, by the way.
Crew Fotheringham, we talk about him so much when we play Lone Peak, but it's really just because of how great he really is. Had two brothers that came out of Lone Peak. One of them is a tight end for the Raiders, and the other one is playing college basketball right now. So a lot of athletes in his family, looking like he's the best basketball player out of them three. Already having an offer from an SEC team, Mississippi State, and Cal, I believe, are his 2 offers.
So former Pac-12 team. I don't know where Cal's at these days. Are they just independent?
They might be.
I don't know. Now, Vikings, this is a conflicting thing. Down 4, and there's a minute left. They can't afford to take 2s at this point, I don't think. That doesn't seem like the right move to me, especially mid-range jumpers. And Ty Palmer got pulled off the court, I assume, for that move. Now, I don't blame him for taking a shot that he was efficient at in the last 2 games. But it is the most inefficient shot in the game.
He hasn't been producing very well in this game.
Gets it in. Now underneath Cogswell. And they foul Cogswell before they get it to Fotheringham, who is wide open for 3. And that takes off 7 seconds. Jackson Taylor inbounding now. Vikings are 2 fouls away from pushing the Knights into bonus. Now they foul, but they get it to Jackson Taylor in time. And maybe they took Ty out because he doesn't have fouls to give, you know?
Yeah.
Taylor gets it, and there is a foul before the backcourt violation. Now they're going to the line. It's Enoch Mitchell.
This time will put the Knights into the bonus. 2 shots from here on out.
Oh, I was.
Coach Williams telling the lineup what to do. As the Vikings come to line up, they have Blackett, Guthrie, Anderson, and no Windsor. They got Windsor, pulling out for Palmer, by the way. Mitchell. Mitchell has missed already from the line. First shot is good. He gets it up before the student section can even rev up.
He's got a weird jumper.
Yeah, he puts it up and in quick. Gets the lead up to 6 for them. They can make it a 3-possession game with this free throw. But if they miss, they have to get the rebound over Cogswell. And they put it in. Vikings get possession back. Anderson taking it down the court to Blackett. Blackett, a pull-up 3.
Good! Brennan Blackett.
And that's what they need. Brennan Blackett, a pure scorer, and he cuts the deficit to 4.
And he's telling his teammates to just give him the ball. He will make something happen, and we've seen it in multiple games this season. Being able to create for not himself, but for everybody else, and that's what a great basketball player does.
And he took that 3 from college range right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's 6'6". He's going. His shot release is so high because he's got that Kevin Durant-esque looking form. He is launching that 3 above where people can realistically jump.
Yeah.
He is the best option. The only other option I would think to take would be Preston White or Ty Palmer, but they have to be wide open.
Yeah.
I don't. Ty Palmer's release, his shooting form, sort of releases at his face, not above his head.
It also goes up to the left a little bit. Right.
Yeah,
the right
just a
little
tiny bit to the right, and that's probably good so you can see. You know,
Yeah.
you can't shoot it with the ball in your face, but.
You know, and I don't think very many people know this, but Brennan Blackett is one of the hardest working kids I've ever seen. He is in the gym before anybody else and leaves after everybody, and it really shows here. I mean, starting as a sophomore is crazy here in Utah, and anywhere else, really. Like, it really shows. And he's a sleeper right now for sure.
Varsity, it's not called senior varsity because it's just varsity, but junior varsity is kind of just for juniors, you know? Get it into Fotheringham. Can't get it away. Now it's Taylor. He's got it. Taylor gets it to underneath to Cogswell, who dunks it. In, it's Palmer. Palmer's got it. Behind the back. Puts up a 3. Can't connect, and now it's a foul. And
Horrible shot by Ty Palmer.
goes off to the left side. And now it's a single shot clock.
I think Brendan Brackett's a little bit frustrated that Ty didn't get it to him.
Brennan's feeling it. He can feel the energy in him. Crew Fotheringham's first
Misses
is
the
missed.
first.
So a player that you thought you don't want at the line actually can only go 1 for 2 here. But that still puts the game at a 7-point deficit. That's still what they need.
Weird lineup out here for PG. They got 3 of the tallest players on their team out here, which is probably good for rebounding. Preston White and Andrew Anderson.
They get it in. Clock is stopped. To White. White over to Brown. Brown into Blackett. Blackett, a 3. Good!
Brennan Blackett!
It's unreal, and now it's a timeout from the Knights. Now it's 4 points again.
I promise you, bro. If you give Brennan Blackett the basketball, he's going to make it. He has that clutch gene.
He knows he can do it. He knows he can put it in.
Absolutely insane shot.
This is a game.
4 minutes left, 21.2 seconds.
4-point game. Inbound from Jackson Taylor. He gets it to Fotheringham, who is fouled.
Late foul call by the ref, taking off 3 seconds.
Yeah, and Fotheringham, I don't know who you would want more, Fotheringham or Taylor, because both are phenomenal.
Both are fantastic shooters.
I don't really know who's going to miss. Cogswell is the only one I could see, but I think he can shoot.
And Drew Toulson has the best free throw percentage on this Lone Peak team.
He had the third best.
The third best?
We'll pull it up. Free throw percentage, Fotheringham's 92 and Jackson Taylor's 89.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Fotheringham second, good. 19 seconds on the clock as Anderson brings it up the court. Anderson drives all the way and he's fouled. Now, Blackett, maybe he's telling Anderson, Suarez was joining the huddle that the Vikings had. Now, it's not against the rules. They're pushing him out.
Little disrespectful, though.
They're pushing him out. Anderson's first is good. And Anderson, he's got a clutch factor in free throw shooting. He's great.
Great free throw shooter.
Crockett subs out. Milo Johansson comes in for him. Second's good, so they decide just go for both. And we got a timeout. Nope, sub. Ty Palmer back in now. They foul Fotheringham once again. 4-point game. 13 seconds. And the problem is, Vikings keep having to bring it down all the way. And Anderson drove in for the layup, I think, and they're double teaming the crap out of Brennan.
Yeah. They're not just double teaming, they're face guarding him. They're playing a 1-on-1 on Brennan so he can't even catch the basketball.
Yeah, first
This is the first.
So that 92%, that's still 8% of the time you miss. Palmer checks out and they put Crockett in, and Coach Williams has learned from that Harriman game. Second is in. Another sub. And the Knights call timeout with 13 exactly on the clock.
30-second timeout.
All right, a stressful thing here. Inbound from all the way on the other side of the court. Blackett's inbounding, by the way, and Crockett's still in.
This is really weird. I don't know what he's drawing up right now.
They do the switch play. Blackett has to go all the length of the court. Blackett puts it up, misses.
No foul call. That'll be the ball game.
It's Knights ball, and I think that is not a bad thing to say, in that it is the ball game right here. Get it, Jackson Taylor, and they foul with 1 second. Jackson Taylor going to the line. And I think that with the play that Williams drew up, I think that would have been better to have Anderson take it.
Yeah.
Because he's faster.
Anderson. We're talking about how fast he is, bro. He's fast.
Yeah, and guys, this is an extremely good Lone Peak team. And the Vikings catch their 11th loss of the season, and their record drops to 2-4 in region. And the Knights improve their record to 4-2. So they continue to be the opposite of us. And yeah, it's just really hard, you know.
Really well fought game. I thought PG played good. Could have done better for sure, but you know, things could have gone differently.
Let's go on camera real quick.
All right. On camera, yeah.
We're going to go on camera real quick if we can get someone to turn it for us. As we're just going to do a little bit of a post-game show. And here we are. I don't know what the camera angle looks like.
We'll see in a second. There we go.
So
what's up, guys?
we make an appearance for the first time on screen in a while. Now, I'm Jack Barnard, as you probably know, and this is Owen Jorgensen. Now, it is a whiteout. I decided to rock the blue tie to represent. He's always got something covering up the tie, but, you know, it's still fire fit, you know. Now, the Vikings, if you want to look into how the game went for them, it's kind of like, you know, they played just so good the whole time. As Zane Brothy makes an appearance for a second there. They played so incredible for the first half, for 3 quarters, because they go into the fourth quarter down 1. They got the lead at some points, had a 2-point lead, and really the Knights just made a final push there. And just like we said, Jackson Taylor, no production in the first half. He had 2 points, and it was a layup at the very end, like literally at the buzzer. He gets in the third quarter, gets an and one, and then never looked back. He hits 2 threes in the fourth quarter and gives them an 11-point lead, like instantly. Like, it was crazy. And, you know, that's just kind of what it is. The mystique of, you know, it's kind of like the idea of going in to play the Lone Peak Knights. The Vikings are almost cursed in a way that they don't play the way that they intend to.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, it's just, you know, it's all about a mental game. Basketball is such a mental game as it is physical, because like we say sometimes, oh, Hudson Guthrie hits that layup, now maybe some shots can fall. It's seeing the ball go in the basket.
I think that is the most important thing for Pleasant Grove, is once you see the ball go in the basket, that's when you can get a run going. And basketball ultimately is a game of runs, right?
Yeah.
So if you get that run going, you go up, you get energy, the other team loses energy. Like, it's really just a game of runs. And if you can figure that out and get the ball in the basket more consistently with the better shots. I mean, we saw Ty Palmer and Preston White take some really bad shots tonight. Yes, they scored, but not very great shots. And if you can get good looks and get the ball in the basket, that's a game changer. And
really the look that killed us is when I said it was after the 2 threes from Brennan Blackett. And I was like, you know, you got to get it to Brennan. And I would only give it to Ty if he was wide open. They get it to Ty. He's probably 40% covered. But they kind of grab his arm a little bit.
Yeah.
And he throws up a shot that looks like this. His shooting form looks like this. His arm was this way. And he puts it up. And it flies, hits above the square on the backboard and just flies out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's not a great shot selection, especially when Johansson was open in the corner, as well as the wing was also open on the other side with Preston White, who was hot from 3. I'm not going to lie. He hit 2 for 2. And he was kind of begging for it all night, and he just wasn't getting it.
I think he was feeling it, just wanted to get those shots up, but teammates, I don't know if they're not trusting him with the ball. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, but there's something that we can see that's happening off the court that translates on the court. And I really hope this Vikings team can figure it out, because it's really hurting them.
Yeah, and so the Vikings, they catch another really close loss at home. They're 2-2 at home right now, right? They've only had 4 home games.
They're 2-2.
And, you know, they get that first win against AF, which was incredible. and then they play Skyridge, beat them, and now they're on 2 losses in a row. They've built this student section to be hype. And now my biggest fear is that no one's going to come to the AF game in this second edition of Rivalry Week for Pleasant Grove.
We need Vikings. The Vikings need people to show up and pop out for them.
Yeah. And
you know, they feed off y'all's energy, so.
Think about it. The Valhalla is a hard place to play in, especially when it gets rolling. But this Knights team that just handled us twice. Not handled us.
They didn't handle us.
But who beat us twice and is in our heads. They lost to this AF team that's like, they should be 17th out of 18th ranked in 6A. They beat them by 1 point. And that's because the cave, it can get rocking. You know, those students, they really care. And I think that that's something that's admirable about the American Fork. As a PG fan, I'm almost born to dislike that school. But I can't help but give it to them that their student section pulls up to things.
Yeah, they do.
Pleasant Grove student section they have stepped it up this year. But I think the away games have got to step it up. They got to show up to the cave to give Pleasant Grove another chance to win here. And I still think after all this, that the Vikings could still win every other game in region.
They could. They 100% could win every game in region if they, like we said, take the right shots, trust each other. It really just comes down to the basics of basketball. Ball movement, being able to score easy threes, easy layups, getting open shots. You know, I think that is what this team needs. Add that with the defense we have, I think we could win region title, maybe even state championship.
Yeah, and it's just got to click here. You got a new coach still. I mean, Coach Williams, he's, 17 games in.
And we've seen a lot of great stuff from Coach Williams.
But he's still a newer guy. I mean, okay, he's 19 games in.
Yeah.
We're 8-11. And now the Vikings, this is the farthest they've been from 500 since the beginning of the season, where they lost 4 games in a row. And again, this team, they took the number 1 team in the state to the last bucket, literally to the last second. It was crazy. That's why I believe in this team so much. So there you go.
Yeah.
Bit of a post-game show. We like to get on camera here, and my voice is still disappearing. I'm sorry. We will be back on Tuesday at the Cave. Broadcast begins at 7:30. And, we play our rivals to the north, that red and black school that, people don't like to say in this part of town. I'm not going to lie. And maybe it's just the old heads, but I can't help but think that they might be right sometimes. So,
yes.
there you go.
Very much.
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody so much. And this is my senior season. I won't be able to broadcast Vikings basketball after this in a conventional way. Maybe some throw-ins, kind of like Alan Judson has gotten. But, this is my senior season. So I just thank everybody for tuning in. And support this guy right here. He's a great guy. He's an awesome guy. I just love Owen. So,
love you too, Jack.
Thank you. For the final time tonight, I am Jack Barnard, and this
is Owen Jorgensen.
And this is PGSN signing off. We want to thank you for joining us for this amazing game.